There's a lot of expensive stuff on the market right now. And unfortunately, I've accumulated a lot of it. I have so much stuff, not necessarily expensive, not expensive, medium price stuff. And I've come to the conclusion that a lot of the stuff is not worth it. But there's some things that are actually worth it that are expensive. So today I thought I'd do a video, top 5 best things that are expensive and top 5 expensive things that are not worth it. I'm not going to be showing my face, but this video is just kind of going to be all over the place. It's going to be electronics. It's going to be like, clothing items. And number one, I've been waving around already. These are the Ray-Ban Meta Smart Glasses, and I really think these are worth it. And one thing I want to say before I start the videos, everything is still, pricey, and you can get the same thing. Maybe not camera glasses, but sunglasses for a lot less. So you still have to be willing to spend the money, but if you have that money to spend, this is worth getting, this is not worth getting. So these are the Ray-Ban Meta Smart Glasses, and I use these every day. I have a bunch of sunglasses. I have another pair of sunglasses after this too, and the only ones I use are the Meta Ray-Ban ones. And the reason I like these are because they kind of serve a lot of purposes. These are headphones. They're actual camera glasses, so you can, record, take photos. The camera quality is not the best, but it's kind of cool. You can sneak videos. It's an AI assistant, and they're also transition lenses. So if I take these glasses, if you put them outside, they'll start to darken, and then they'll just become sunglasses. But when it's not working right now, but when you're inside, they just become normal glasses. Now there are some downsides to this. There's a lot of sound leakage if you're gonna play music because they're not bone conduction or anything. There's the little speakers back here that kind of play into your ears. The sound does leak out if you play too loud. I was on I think I was on a subway or something sitting next to my mom, and she actually heard all the music I was listening to, which I mean, it's not a big deal, but if you don't want to, other people listening to what you're listening to. They're also quite thick. Now they're a lot thinner than you would think, but they still are a little thick, and they're a little heavier. And one issue for me is usually glasses because of my face shape, I guess. I need nose pads here to sit on my nose. I only have 2 pairs of glasses with nose pads. I like wearing these the most, but they keep falling down on my face because I need a nose pad. So these start around $329, and you can add transition lenses. You could be walking out paying $400, maybe a little more too, but you can get them just the sunglasses variant for I think $299, $329. And it's also cool. You get this cool, I don't know, it's real leather, but I don't really care. Sunglasses case, you get microfiber, of course, and then it's a cool smart case that charges the glasses for you. There's a little charger down there. It's kind of cool, lights up. So yeah, these are as functional, if not more functional, because they're transition lenses than any pair of sunglasses. Plus the fact that you don't need headphones, possibly. It's an AI assistant, and you can take photos from it. I really think these glasses are just great for taking trips and stuff. And So the next item is kind of debatable, but I really think it's worth it, and it's Canada Goose jackets. I get a lot of people don't like Canada Goose because these animal products. But if you're fine with having a down coat and you're willing to spend a little more, this is really worth it. I usually would not get something that's expensive. But let me break down my logic a little. I know this is still a ridiculous coat to get, and no one should be having this coat, at least at my age. But let me explain my logic for a sec too. I'm very rough with my stuff, and on top of that, I got this jacket when I was probably 13. And keep in mind, I've probably grown. I was probably 5'5", now I'm 5'10", at least right now. And I've grown a lot, and I can still fit this jacket when I was 5 inches shorter. Okay, maybe I was 5'6" or 5'7". But so the fact that I could grow and still wear this jacket, not only that, but usually I'd get a new jacket every winter, and they were expensive, $150 for a jacket or something. And that adds up over time, and I would probably rip it. I probably ripped 2 jackets and had to get another jacket in that same year just because outside material and stuff. So this is still more expensive, but keep in mind, I've had this jacket. I'm 16 now, so I've had this jacket, for 4 years. Not to mention, you can also trade these in with Canada Goose, and you can just get I think I can get $800 for this, which is really good. To add to this jacket is just super warm, and it's really durable. It has a lifetime warranty. So the guy told me at the store, a guy brought in his 50-year-old Canada Goose jacket that had finally ripped, and because it had a lifetime warranty, they just replaced his whole jacket. The entire jacket, just gave him the closest model to what they have in the modern day, because it was probably from the 80s or maybe the 90s, because my math is bad. But the fact that this jacket it's so durable, it keeps you warm. It has something called an Arctic tunnel, so basically pull up the hood on it, and it just blocks out all the wind. It's never ripped on me. I've gotten ski poles, swiped on this, never ripped. And if it does break, it's under warranty. There are some things like their beanies and stuff, which this is not worth getting. I actually got this before I got the jacket. I don't know. I don't know why, but like years before. But the beanie's not worth it. They have hats that are just New Era hats with Canada Goose on for like $150. That's not worth it. I also bought this jacket a few years ago, so I think it was a little less. The jacket's like the price has increased by a few hundred, which is ridiculous. But you know, I would still say it's somewhat worth it. Like this one, it makes on my list. The next device is an Apple Watch, which I feel like a lot of people already have. But if you don't have an Apple Watch, I don't really want to recommend it. I really think the Apple Watch is just like, it's worth it. Not only the Apple Watch, but the Apple Watch Ultra specifically if you're kind of more into outdoor activities. And I just think it looks really cool. But just the Apple Watch in general, you know, it tracks your heart rate. It's so useful. And a lot of people like have like, you know, analog watches and they're like, oh, I can never switch to an Apple Watch. My dad was like this. He wanted that like the Tag Heuer Formula One thing. And then he got an Apple Watch. Now he doesn't want to watch ever again. He just wants this one. And they last forever. He had his for like, I think he had a Series 3 up until like maybe like a few months ago, and he got an Apple Watch Ultra. And you can, you know, change the band on it. You can make it look pretty cool. And then, you know, it looks like a normal watch. You know, a lot of people wear them so much now, you can get away with wearing this at a nice event or something. And then when you're done, you can go running with it and track your heart rate and do everything, calories and steps. You can call, you know, the Apple Watch Ultra comes standard with cell data. I just think this is such a useful device. And like, even like, I know some of my friends, like a few years ago, they weren't allowed to have phones and stuff, and they would just get Apple Watches instead. Cause you can call on it, you know, it's like a mini phone without like, you know, TikTok. And, you know, you can get a brand new Apple Watch SE, which is a base model for $249. You can get for cheaper. You can want to use on eBay. I know Target's selling one for like $150 right now. You don't have to get the most expensive Apple Watch, and I think it's really worth your money. Like if you have that money to spend, of course, I would look into an Apple Watch over maybe like, you know, like I don't know, what's a watch in this price range, like a Bulova, like, you know what I mean? I also want to mention, I'm not trying to like show off in this video at all, and I kind of like, I just realized I have so much stuff, and I might as well, you know, because some of it I don't use, I might as well make a video on it and like explain like the things I like, the things I don't like. So the next product is another watch, and this is the Omega MoonSwatch. So this is a swatch, but Swatch and Omega are on, I think Swatch owns Omega, they own Blancpain, they own a few different watch companies that are like high-end. And Swatch is one of them. So they did a collab and did the MoonSwatch, and here it is. So this is basically an Omega Speedmaster, just in plastic and not $8,000. This one was around, I think, $275, $299, which is really expensive for a watch, I feel like. I mean, but you're getting an Omega. This watch looks really cool. I think it looks cooler than some of the Speedmasters. I don't like super metally watches. When I mean that, I mean like I like this, but like super blingy watch. Like I bought like a watch with this kind of strap on. I just don't think this looks the coolest. But no, you get all the looks, you get all the dials right, and it's a lot less. And I think it's just really cool looking, and it's obviously a lot lighter than a Speedmaster. And they sell third-party bands for this. I don't mind this band. I don't even know how to change it, but you know, it's light, it's Velcro, which I like. And I think the last thing on my top 5, I might add like a bonus one. And this will be the Therabody massage gun, specifically the mini one. I was surprised to see the price go up a lot. I did a bit of research before to see how much things cost, and it's now like $219 at Target. They're usually like $199, and we got ours on sale at Best Buy for like $150. So with the sale, we got this for $150, and then this one's just like I think $169, $179, something like that. Now this is quite larger and it has more modes, but this one is just overall a better one, and it's a lot smaller. It's worth mentioning though, this was on sale, right? So this costs significantly more, like $30 more than this. This only does have 3 modes. There's different like attachments on the end, like, you know, like a stamp thing and like this like soft thing. But this one is a lot more powerful, and it like massages you. I don't even know how to describe it, like massages you differently than this one. And it's just overall better, I feel like. This one's also huge, so you can't, like, I can pack them in my track bag, but like this one, you know, it's huge. Overall, I think it's just, you know, easier to carry, easier to hold too. It's not like, this thing's like heavy, you know what I mean? But yeah, so that's the Theragun Mini. And I do want to add 2 more things. One's kind of like a house product, so it's not really like an item I bought, but I think it's really useful, at least for our family. And then also something I already talked about a lot, which is Yeezy slides. I think Yeezy slides, now I think they have them for $20, so I wouldn't want to support him and buy it from his website directly. But the Yeezy slides by Adidas and Kanye West are super comfortable. And if you can buy it like secondhand on GOAT, I feel like if you're buying it from StockX, it's already supporting him, you know what I mean? Someone already bought it. But those are like the most comfy shoes I think ever. Like they're the most comfy slides I've ever worn. I've tried all these different slides. They're the most comfy. And you know, they do wear down a little. Like here's mine after a while. These are mine. Mom got them because for garage shoes because they're so comfy. But they're just so, even when they're worn down, they're so comfortable. And you can just wash them off, you know. It's like easy. You can just throw them. They're so durable because it's just and fun. Kind of the last product I want to talk about is the Roborock, which is basically a Roomba. This is just a robot vacuum, and this one's actually special because it has a LiDAR sensor. I think most Roborocks or all of Roborock's products have one. It spins on the top, and it's kind of like those Waymo taxis in San Francisco where it can like map out your room. Like all the Roombas map it out, but like knows if there's something in front of it like live. It has AI built into all of them. There's actually a camera in front, so while it's like driving around, you're not home, you can look on the phone app and like remote control it or view like where it's moving if it got stuck or something. There's an AI assistant. Hey, Rocky. Hey, Rocky. There's an AI assistant. It doesn't really do much. You can say like stop mopping or like go home, but you know. This has a mop in it and it actually has two arms that extend out on both sides to like reach under areas where the Roomba can't fit because it's a circle. And then you have, you know, your gray water, and then you just empty this and fill up this with fresh water, and it just mops your floor and stuff. Actually, this one just got stuck. So we just moved, and we're still moving in, but we don't even need a cleaning person anymore, which I know you can clean your own house, but like sometimes it's harder when you have such a big house, you know, and stuff gets dirty. So now we don't need that because we have these, and they clean our floors and stuff. It doesn't reach up and get dust, but you know, this is a big help. But every time we just set up our workout room and it gets stuck, so it will just die. Like sometimes even the one, we have one on each floor, there's one upstairs too, and it'll just get stuck in my bathroom, and it's kind of scary because it's like this circle thing, and I'll go into my bathroom and I'll see this like thing just sitting there and like, oh, I almost stepped on it. But you just pick it up. Oh, it's wet because of the mop on the back. These ones aren't as high tech as the one upstairs. We actually got like this one first, and then we got a few more we found like on Amazon, like a good deal for like one that was more high tech. But yeah, you can, you know, they're like anywhere from like $350 to like $750. But we get a lot of Dyson vacuums, and Dyson vacuums break all the time. Like we probably get like 3 years out of our Dyson vacuums, and we can pay a lot less for this and not have to replace it. We barely use our Dysons. So next up, we're going to talk about things that aren't worth it. Now, it's worth mentioning before, I just want to make a video to show both sides. I was just going to show like the best things to get, but I should probably say the things that aren't worth it. So there's going to be some, you're going to see some nicer brands, just a heads up. And this one I'm trying to sell on eBay, actually. I was trying to sell this on eBay, and it just never sold. But yeah, you're going to see some nicer brands, and I'm sorry, I just ran upstairs, so I'm tired. You're going to see some nicer brands. Man, yeah, so I'm not trying to like show off. This is just stuff that's not worth it, and I guess I probably should show this too if I'm showing both sides. First thing is Labubu. So I actually got this as a gift, and it was in a blind box, so I didn't realize it was going to be pink, but it's a Labubu. It's not worth it. It's cheap. I'd rather just not get a Labubu. I'll just put in my room. I'll use it. And you can pay like upwards of $80 at like a sneaker shop for like a blind box. So I just don't think it's worth it, especially because the retail's like $27 or something at Pop Mart. You just can't get them. They're not even that. They're like, I don't talk. I guess I'm not really qualified to talk about not spending, you know, on expensive things. Some of these I got as gifts, of course, which I really appreciate. But you know, one thing that I don't think is worth it is a nice chain. You can get this same chain looking similar on Amazon. Like my dad has this like titanium one, which is like nice. That's what the Apple Watch is made out of. He got for like $7. This is, I think, silver. It tarnishes. They clean it free in the David Yurman store, but this was $170. And then I have this black one I got recently. That was like $250. I just don't think a chain's worth it, especially because, you know, like, I guess you get something expensive to show the branding. I don't really get something expensive to like show like, oh, it's an expensive brand. I just don't think this is worth it for this much. Just considering that this is not one of a kind. You know, I mean, you can get this from other like companies, you know, like an Amazon or something. There is some other stuff in my drawer that, you know, like I don't want to really get into a lot of details. So the next thing is the $300, $299 Peak Design backpack. It's a really cool backpack, and I think it looks cool, don't get me wrong, but it's just not worth it, and it's not practical enough for me. I mean, I have a nice Sony camera I'll store in here, but, you know, I'm trying to bring it on a trip, you know, not bring like 3 backpacks, put my camera in, try to fit other stuff, which there's enough room for, but how the compartments are layered in this backpack make it like really impossible to like store a bunch of things. See how it's like layered like 3 layers? So you get like 3 small layers, I guess, to store your camera equipment. But this is also not marketed just for cameras. It's like 3 areas you can hold your stuff. There's cup holders, I guess, but it's not a good backpack for what it is. It's cool. It looks cool. I just not a big fan. And you know, I guess you need a camera backpack, but there's cheaper camera backpacks out there. And for the price, I'd rather get like, I can't find it, but there's this like really nice backpack I got from like Target, I think. And you could fit a computer, you could fit a camera in it. You could fit everything in your school stuff. You could go traveling. The next item is this. Now you might not know what this is. You might be like, what is this? I bought this at Target. It was like 40, I think it was like 40 bucks. It's a Skibidi toilet, like mystery box, and you get like little figurines in it and stuff. It's kind of cool, but it's not worth it. And it just takes up room in my closet. And I know it sounds like I'm just trying to find random stuff to just end the video, and I kind of am, because I don't want to complain about the stuff I have. And I do want to mention, I'm not like trying to complain about stuff. I'm just like talking about like how it's just like not worth it. You know what I mean? Like if you're gonna spend that money on something. I do have to clean up, but this is kind of the last thing I don't think is really worth it. And it's AirPods Max. I was told these are like really good sound quality, and they are, but you know, I was like, oh, these are like the best headphones to get, and I just don't think they're that practical. First of all, this is a third-party case, because they come in like a case that looks like a bra, and it's like if you drop them, it would break. Like you scrape them up and stuff and dent them, which paying $500 for headphones. I got these on sale, luckily, but it's not worth it because they're all metal on the side. They also hit each other every time you get out the case. The USB-C, right? It's just a pain in the butt to use them, and they're so heavy, and they start hurting your, like if you ever tried on the Apple Vision Pro at the Apple Store, they give you like free demos, and I tried it, and it hurts your like head kind of. It's just so heavy, it hurts your neck. And the noise canceling is great on it, but and another issue people brought up concerns, this band right here. This is not replaceable. Now you can replace the ear cups and stuff that you just pull out. They have them glued on it like Best Buy and stuff, but they can come out. This part's like a knit fabric thing, and there's concerns about it, like, you know, ripping, and then like you don't have Apple Care, so you have to get a new pair, just deal with it. And I mean, I guess it's just more like cosmetic issues, but like I wouldn't want this to rip if I paid that much for headphones, and I want the ability to replace it. By the way, this is what the case looks like. So it's like, it's okay. It just, there's no protection on it. And of course, it's not like AirPods where like these are AirPods. It's not like AirPods though, where they like, the case like charges for you. But yeah, so that's the end of the video. Of course, I don't have a job. So like a lot of these things, you gotta save up for and stuff. I saved up for a lot of my stuff. But it just, some of these things aren't worth it if you're gonna spend your money on. Some things are worth it. I think the most worth it thing is the Apple Watch though, of course, or I don't even know what was the first one I said, or like the Yeezy slides or the Roomba, or like I guess all the 5 things I mentioned I feel like are the best. That's why I mentioned them. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. And I'll try to make another video soon. I have like I have a car review video, and I have like a buffet video I'm trying to edit. I just forgot to edit them. So thank you so much for watching. Apparently my mom told me my rope, yep, look, it's stuck in my bathroom. That's the one issue about the Roborock. I feel like all Roombas. And you just gotta line it up, and it should say charging. There you go.